Moto Dad podcast.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what episode we're on, but it's an episode. We're in the middle of this tour that we're doing around the country. My boy Travis rides 54-6, rides the e-bike, rides the P-Dub, and has done some races with a little ripper named Beckham Smith. And I'm sitting here with the father of Beckham, Brandon Smith. He's going to sit down, do a Moto Dad podcast with us, talk about some cool stuff. You know, let's start it off with kind of where we're at. Right now, we're at your home just outside of Amarillo, Texas.
Canyon, Texas. Yes,
Canyon, Texas. You invited us over to, well, we invited ourselves over.
But very glad to have y'all. Very glad.
Man, you invited us over to ride dirt bikes at your house. You have this amazing neighborhood with like a ton of kids that love dirt bikes. You built a mini supercross track in your
I didn't
backyard.
build it.
Okay, who built it?
I didn't build it. I had originally built, me and my dad back in the day, we did Beckham's first time. A guy named Randall Williams kind of redone it the second time. And then just a month ago, I guess after Spring Nationals, I had a local builder. I mean, he's built tons of tracks. His name is Jeremy Wilkins. He's the one that came in and redone it and did it like that. So I can't take credit for none of it. I just water it. He built it. Kids love it. It turned out awesome.
However it came to be,
It turned out
it
awesome.
is like, it's unbelievable. And it's a cool experience because we pulled in and, you know, you got the race shop here. We're sitting in your race shop right now. You know, the boys are all hanging out, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's right to riding dirt bikes in your backyard, which was super cool.
Yes.
So we got some awesome footage coming out on Verb Moto at some point where we're out riding around. Travis is kind of bebopping his way on the track, and the Smith boys are ripping it up.
We ride it every day. They ride, I mean, not every day, but we ride a lot here. It's easy for us to come home. Kids get on the dirt bike, ride a couple hours here and there. That's why I did it. I mean, so we don't have to load up, go. So, I mean, they ride on it a bunch. But
man, we had a kid back in the day that used to race with us that on 65s that one year came back and was just lights out. And we asked him, you know, hey, how did you get so fast? He's like, man, I just rode in a field. He just went in a field.
I hear a lot of them that, you know, all the old school, all the old timers, that's all they had was a field.
Yep.
They just rode in a field. They just did circles in a field here and there, this and that and other. And to have this, we're very fortunate to have. It's a backyard track, but the kids have fun.
Yeah.
And we have pit bike races.
That's
Some of the
awesome.
dads
Yeah.
come over and we have pit bike races. So we have fun. It's
Does it get
a
heated?
good time. No, it's a lot of the old school local pros, they call themselves. They come over and ride, and we have a good time. It's fun.
Well, let's kick this thing off with probably a question that a lot of people would want to ask. Your son has many national championships, has been to Loretta's, has been, you know, is such an accomplished little rider at a young age. And this is like what you're living right now is kind of like that Moto Dad dream, right? You got a little boy that when he shows up, he rides the wheels off a bike. He's one of the fastest kids on the track. How'd you get here with him?
Oh, it's all Beckham. I mean, I guess it's every little boy's dream to have a dirt bike. So we bought him a dirt bike, bought him that little P-Dub right over there. And I didn't let him ride it for a year because I didn't ride dirt bikes. I don't ride dirt bikes. I didn't grow up riding dirt bikes. So Beckham picked us up. It's a God-given talent. And he just wanted a dirt bike. So I just got him a dirt bike just to ride. And, you know, so he rode the P-Dub. And then a buddy of mine that races, and he works at the motorcycle shop here. He was like, man, I need to race. I'm like, I don't know nothing about dirt bike racing. So we ended up, long story short, we went to Tularosa for our first race on a KTM Mini. And then, I mean, it just went from there to this, to this, to this. And, I mean, honestly, here we are now. I mean, Beckham, he loves it. He enjoys riding. And he enjoys it, so we enjoy it, so we just go. So it's easy to go when he enjoys it. So, I mean, really, that's where we are now. We're just, he likes it, we like it as a family, we go as a family. So that's just where it came from. I don't know about a dream. We're just living and having fun. Really, that's what we're doing.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of moto dads out there that are jealous of the life that you're living with Beckham. I mean, myself included. Like to be that accomplished is so cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm super proud of my son. I'm super proud of where we are. But like, man, it's got to feel like incredible when you see that kid come off the track after doing some of the things he does. Like, what does that feel like?
It's a feeling that you can't explain. I mean, you know, the first time we made Loretta's at Three Palms 2 years ago, I mean, it was a joy that we have never felt. You know, being proud of him, and then going to Loretta's, and then last year made it to Loretta's again, and he's leading the first moto on the e-bike dies, and I mean the ups and downs of everything. But then we won the last two motos, and it was just a joy just to see him. I mean, the smile on his face and the accomplishment that he did. It is a joy that, man, it's just like none
That's
other.
Cool.
Like none other. We're very proud of Beckham. Beckham puts in a lot of work, and he doesn't complain. We let Beckham pick and choose kind of his path of where he wants to ride, this and this and this. We don't really push him to like, you got to do this, you got to train. I mean, Daisy has him on a pretty good diet. I mean, you know, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty much him. So I mean, but the joy that it comes from is unbelievable. We enjoy it.
That's cool. So you just said that you didn't grow up riding or racing.
No.
So you know, you get him a dirt bike. What is that? What is that like? You know, you obviously got talked into going racing. You know, the kid wants to go fast. He's out there going fast. How do you handle that as a dad that is not? Because every little boy looks to their dad for like, how do I fix this? What do I do? How do I do that better? How'd you handle that?
So with like, I did race. I raced go-karts, and then I raced dirt track. But I didn't race dirt bikes. So I know the racing scene. I know kind of what goes on with the racing and everything. But the dirt bikes was a whole new ball game. I mean, I didn't know how to pick gates.
Yeah.
I didn't know first motos. I didn't know none of that. But as far as Beckham going fast and how to handle the dirt bike, I didn't know how. I don't know how to teach him. So we just got with some trainers, and I wanted him to learn how to ride the dirt bike correctly before we went fast.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be safe. My number one thing for Beckham to be safe on the dirt bike. The speed and everything like that will come later. So we just got with some trainers, and I just put my trust in the trainers, and then I just listened to the trainers as much as Beckham did. So when we came back home or somewhere else, I can kind of relay the message from them to me to him. So that, I mean, I just put my trust in the trainers and got him with some of the good trainers.
I think that is a super important part of training, is that these trainers include the parents, right? Because they're going to leave and reiterate. Because my kid's a meatball, right? So, like, I'm very lucky that I spent so much time working at MTF, living at GPF. Like, I worked with trainers all the time from a media side of things. So I got to see them train. Like I got to like hang out with Colleen Millsaps while she trained Austin Stroop, Justin Barsha, Davey while she worked with Davey, Martin Davalos. So everything that they're working on, I was taking in fully. And this is before I had kids. So when I finally had, you know, Molly and Travis and got them on bikes, I got to teach them at a very early age the fundamentals that I watched from these trainers.
That you learned from the trainers.
And Travis has this amazing little style that keeps him safe on a dirt bike.
Yes, I mean, I could see it today, you know, with Beckham training. I watch a bunch, and you could see it today. Most definitely.
and for me, like when we raced with Minios, raced with y'all at Minios, he went out for outdoors. He didn't crash once on that track. We didn't make main events. It was a rough, slow, but he did not. That track at Minios is gnarly. Scary, man.
Yes. them two big step up.
And by the end of it, he was really feeling his flow. He was starting to hit jumps, starting to jump out of the gator pit and stuff, but he was safe. And just like you talked about, he's safe on the dirt bike.
Yes.
Like, we get to travel around the country right now and ride dirt bikes, and obviously anything can happen, right? Anybody can get hurt at any time. But I have the confidence in him. Like, we're going to Mammoth. I have the confidence to take him there and let him ride this track and not have to be like, watch out for that.
Yes.
Or watch out for that.
Yes.
Because he's stable.
Stable, yes. And that's why we go train. We train at Tapped House with Taylor Painter. Beckham loves Taylor. I mean, him and Taylor just hit it off and they click and they just go. But we go there. We go to train not for the speed, but again for the safety, for the correct ability to ride the dirt bike, and that's what we want in Beckham. I mean, like I said, the speed will come, but he's got to learn how to ride. In my thinking and my standpoint, he's got to learn how to ride dirt bike correctly first.
And it takes a family with strong family values to have that approach, right? Like, for us, you know, we've talked a lot today just in the time that we've hung out, which is what, 5 hours?
Right, yes.
You know, we've talked a lot about our family values and that we don't do things unless we're together. It's all about the safety and the fun of both our kids. It's about, you know, making sure that we leave the track happy. You know, there times that I get frustrated with Travis? Yeah, of course.
Oh, yes. Well, I've been there.
But we have to remind ourselves, like, hey, we're leaving the track safe right now. And that's so important.
It is. It is very important.
So we're sitting here today. We're getting ready to go ride. And, man, number 2. There's a number 2 in here. This is a different bike. Who's that? What?
Bryson.
So that's your other little boy.
That's my little one. That's my little wild child. Everybody knows Bryson as a wild child. I mean, he's a lot of fun to watch.
So he's gearing up, right? This little dude. He's gearing up. You tell me, yeah, he rides the e-bike and stuff. And I'm like, cool. You know, hey, he's gonna go out and just kind of roll around and, you know, have some fun. He's hucking these doubles, and I mean, the style from this kid. Where in the world does he learn how he looked like a mini, like, Villapoto? Like, just the way he's over the bars and he's just, his feet are hanging off the side. Like, where does that little kid get that?
That's another God-given talent. I mean, Bryson is a full sender. He's going to send it, ask questions later. He's going to send it. He's going to hit the dirt, get up. And then
he hit the dirt a couple times today.
And then worry about it later. But his style, I don't know if it's from them playing with their little dirt bikes or watching. Beckham and Bryson watch Supercross, and they watch it. Beckham to me reminds me of like a Peyton Manning on a football. He studies the game, you know, and I don't know if Bryson just follows in, but Bryson sits right there with him and they study it. They don't just watch it. They study the race. They study, you know, I mean, Tomac and all them. They watch them. Besides just us watching the race. Yeah. But where their style comes from is just them just doing it.
Dude.
Just doing it.
Are you gonna make more kids and then put them on the market for like other moto dads?
I ain't having any more kids. Like,
So tell me, you know, you obviously have been doing this for a few years with Beckham, and he's had some success. What's it like being a moto dad down here in the Texas area? You're going to the amateur nationals. Like, what's moto dad life like for you when you pull up with a kid like Beckham?
To me, to pull up with a kid like Beckham is not pulling up. It's just pulling up to any race to me. I mean, I take any race as a local race, as a national. I mean, we go there to have fun, number one. I mean, on our trailer, in our camper, number one rule is have fun. So just, to me, like, having a Beckham is not, like, I just look at it, I don't see that, you know? I mean, we've had some success, but we try to, I try to stay as humble as I can. I mean, there's highs and the lows of the lows so quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to me and Daisy as a family, we try to just just have fun with it. I mean, if we're going to Minios or Ponca or something like that, it's just another race. We try to take it as.
Do you ever have to check up? Do you ever have to, like, because it's so easy in this sport to drink the Kool-Aid, right? And to just, all of a sudden, everything's on a credit card and,
Yes. You do. You go, I mean, we go to these training facilities and then you can get kind of, sucked into, we're going to sell the farm and we're going to move down there and we're going to do this, this, and this. And I do think there's a time for that. But as a 7-year-old, I don't think there's a time. Daisy, she's all in. She'll sell every bit and let's go. But, I do have to pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
And we kind of ran Beckham a little thin right there at the Winter Series. We were training all the time. He was riding all the time. And he kind of got burnt out.
Yeah.
Honestly, he did. He fell off a little bit. Had a couple bad get-offs. Training facility one time, a 250 landed on him, hit him. And it set us back. So after Winter Series, after Spring Nationals, we kind of backed it off. Let him come home. That's why we built the track.
Yeah.
Got that going better. And just have fun. Just play baseball. Go to the neighbors and swim and everything like that. So, yeah, it's easy to get sucked in. It is. Because you see everybody living at training facilities and training and racing here, racing that. But, I just try to stay in my lane and do what works for Beckham.
Yeah.
And if we get off path of that, he lets us know.
That's good.
And then we get back on and just have fun, and that's what we try to do.
Is this a dream of his? Like, is it something that he wants to be a professional rider? And then on the flip side of that, is it a conversation that you guys have had? Because, like, I've had the conversations with Travis, like, look, dude, you're not doing this to be a pro. Like, go as hard as you can, go as fast as you want, like, and then we'll see what happens. But this is a tougher sport to go pro in than football.
Right, it is. It's tough. No, we never had like the conversation. If you ask all your kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? You ask Beckham right now, he wants to be a bull hauler when he grows up. He never really says anything about he wants to ride dirt bike professionally or anything like that. And I don't know, I think if you say you don't want your kid on TV, that you might be lying.
Right.
But if he makes it, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But if he don't, and he could be like maybe do dirt bikes for the rest of his life, and that's how he makes his money. If he has a training facility, him and Bryson, two brothers training, I don't know, whatever. That would be awesome for me to see them do something that they love and make a career out of it.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's what I would like for them to see them.
What's it like? Have you had to deal with any of the jealousy that comes with having a kid so successful? Like, have you had the protests? Have you had those scenarios, or have you pretty much steered clear of that?
We've never had a protest. We've never had any bad blood. We never had any of that situation, any of that it's lonely at the top situations.
Yeah.
I know that comes with success and victories and everything like that. But we try to be, not to say that we're the best of the best, because in Beckham's class you got Jaden Smart,
it's
and you
unreal.
got Cannon,
Yep.
Jacob Mariner, Jeter, Jack Spade. Dude, the name goes on.
And that's what that group of of riders was like Anderson, Tomac, Barsha. So do you? Because what I think these guys, some of these families forget, is that if you are going to have a successful career in motocross, right? Well, at whatever level you make it to, you're going to spend a lot of time with those families.
Yes.
You're going to spend a lot of time at the track together.
Yes.
You're going to be at the gate together. Your
Yes.
kids are going to be together.
Yes.
And bridges are burnt very easily.
Very easily, word travels fast in this sport, and you can be the best family and you can be the worst family overnight. And I mean, we don't try to be anything. We're just ourselves. We're happy for every kid.
Yeah.
For all the kids that got Cobra Elite and all that. I mean, we're very supportive, very happy with all of that. So we don't run into the protest type deal, and I try not to be better than anybody because we're not. Them kids are just as everybody on that gate's just as good in my eyes, in my opinion, So we try to stay humble, try to stay grounded to that, and just kind of, do our own thing in that deal.
So coming into this, let me make sure my camera's still recording. We're having like camera issues over here. Life is like, it's hot.
It's great though.
It's 102 right now.
102.
102. So
Yes.
it's like super. I got cameras failing on me.
Man. We're failing. Like
No, we're killing it right now. So tell me, coming into this, you were not a moto guy. Was there a moto dad that you looked up to early on that you tried to kind of emulate at the track, or was it just kind of learning on your own?
Well, when we first got into moto, like I said, there's a guy that his name's Zach Crow. He works out at Sharps Motorsports, and he raced motocross, and he kind of showed me a little bit of the ropes. And then there was another guy. His name's Calvin King, that he did race, and his kid was the same age as Beckham. So when we went racing, I kind of tagged along with him and went with him, but his son, they chose a different path. He's wrestling and everything like that. So after that, I was just kind of like
on your own,
on my own. So I just figured it out. And then some of the families we went to on our the local series, our moto families, they helped us out a bunch. I mean, we got like 5 or 6 families that when we first started moto, that they're still our families today. Every track we go to, we always pit together.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was a big support group. So,
and that's what's really cool about this sport is you do have those outliers that are very aggressive to themselves. You'll have those outliers, right? They're in it for themselves.
Right.
That's it. But for the most part, like most everybody is they just want to see everybody else do well. They want to see everybody else, really excel in the sport. And I think we've had a great time with our friends back home and seeing new people come in, trying to help out as much as possible. Again, I've been doing dirt bikes since I was 3 years old, but there's still times where I'll have people that were with, give me a check, like, hey, did you think about this? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I really didn't, and I still have moto dads back home that I call weekly.
Yes.
With like, hey, what's your advice?
Right.
Like, cause, and I've told some people this before too, cause they'll reach out to me like, hey, here's the decision that we made with dirt bikes. Do you think that's a good decision? And how I answer that usually is, do you and your kid think it's a good decision?
Right.
Because those are the two that that have to live with that decision, right?
Yes.
There's very rarely that I will give somebody strict advice on what to wear for protective gear. That's you, right? That's you.
Yeah.
What to do with your kid as far as training. And I think training's very important, but man, everybody's turning at a different pace,
They are. And like you said, having somebody's advice with their kid. We do a lot with Beckham. Hey, do you want to do this, or this? you know, and then he kind of chooses.
Yeah.
And we go with that instead of, no, we're going to do this. There is some things that we do that. The regionals and stuff like that, we pick and choose where to go. But training, riding, having fun like that, it's pretty much on him.
Do you know how many people in our community back home think that we are batshit crazy because we let our kids make most of the decisions in the family?
Oh, right.
We do. Because,
yes.
and they're like, so wait, you let the kid choose that? I said, yeah. But they don't understand that my 7-year-old is probably more mentally mature to make decisions about dirt bikes than any of the adults we hang out with back home that are not in motocross, right?
Right.
The maturity level, yeah, okay, so they're running around, they're farting and laughing and all that stuff today, but when it comes down to being serious and making a decision,
yes.
These 7-year-olds that are riding these dirt bikes at this level, they're very smart. They're
yes.
very analytical. They understand consequences. They understand all these things in life that a lot of people are growing up now not understanding.
Don't understand.
They don't understand what happens when you drive a car too fast because they've never felt what it's like to hit something.
Yes.
They don't understand what it's like to have consequences in life on, in general, because they've never made a decision that is solely on you. Because when these kids make a decision on a dirt bike and they crash or they lose a race, they have no one to blame but them. You got taken out, well, you put yourself in that position.
Right. Your lane choices, you pick a different line, and you maybe came up sideways on the double and you weren't straight. Or
Today, Travis came up sideways right in front of Bryson. Bryson pulls over, he looks at me and goes, that was sketchy. And TJ was like, I don't like that jump now. I said, bud, you cased it. So to make him understand that he was the reason, it's not the jump. It's your actions that you need to be that caused it. You know. Man, where was I going from here? I had a couple other questions for you. What you got a crazy summer coming up?
Man,
we're just starting, but what do you got going on? What's on your plate?
I don't even know. Our plate's full. So we just got back from a wild, crazy adventure from California. Went there for the regional, got the #1 plate. At the same time, lost keys in the ocean. Had a couple extra days of stay that wasn't planned. Finally got keys, come back home. We'll go to Swan in 2 weeks for the regional for Bryson.
Yep.
We're going to let Bryson ride and do the e-bike and the 4 to 6. Beckham will ride, but we'll probably pull off last moto.
Yeah.
We got that coming up, and then so that's the end of June, and then we'll probably go train a couple of weeks or train a week, and then Beckham got invited to do the France deal, Team USA.
That's amazing.
So
going overseas
we're
to
going
ride
over
for
there
USA
to do that. We fly out July 12th, come back I think the 18th or something like that. That's gonna be an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah.
We couldn't pass that up. I mean,
no way.
We got hit with that. Was kind of unexpected expense and time and work and scheduling, but we could not pass that up. So we're gonna do that.
Then it's right to
Then
Loretta's.
2 weeks later or something like that, right to Loretta's, and do that. And then honestly, after Loretta's, I don't know. we
Take a break.
Take a little break. We've always wanted to go to Ball Hall. Don't know if we're gonna do that or not, but who knows? I mean, there's no telling. We can pick up and leave and go, and we'll do something.
Yeah.
But after Loretta's, from here to Loretta's, we're busy, but it's fun. I mean, that's
why you do it.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, like y'all.
Yeah, we're driving around the
You're
country.
driving around the country.
Yeah. And we planned this. When we planned this trip, we planned it non-dirt bike. So we were going to leave the bikes at home. We were just going to travel the country. And then I got thinking, I was like, man, we're driving by some really cool places.
Right.
Found out about Mammoth. Found out we could register. So, I was like, throw the bikes in the thing. Let's go ride some dirt bikes,
Why not?
And it's kind of, for us, and we were talking about this earlier too, it's so cool to meet new people because, like Travis and Beckham, they've never hung out before, and Bryson, like
Right.
they've never hung out before, but these moto kids have this crazy ability to meet somebody else that's a moto kid, and they just hit it off.
And playing in the water like they're best buds.
Yeah.
That they've known for.
But that's what's cool about this. We get to meet new people. We get to hang out. I get to do Moto Dad podcasts with awesome dads.
Yeah. If y'all wouldn't have came, we'd have never got to meet y'all.
We'd have never got
awesome.
to meet. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe at an amateur national someday,
yeah, right.
you know. So, you know, I guess kind of finish with, you're very lucky that you've got a couple of kids that are little rippers. How do you handle disappointment with them? Is there ever, because you still spend a lot of money, no matter how much a dad says, hey, it's all fun.
Yes.
When you spend all that money to get to a race and you don't see 110, how do you as a moto dad handle that?
It's hard. But it's hard to handle that because, but we went through it at the Winter Series, kind of. Beckham come off of Minios, and he came off, and he was just on fire. And then he kind of, like I said, he had a couple of bad get-offs, and he kind of took a step back. And you listen to, like, your moto family and your moto leaders,
yeah,
and it goes up and down. Everything goes up and down. You can't peak all the time. You got to peak whenever the time is right. Kate Nightingale's mom told me that, and I took that to heart. Like, I understood that, and I believed in it, you know. And it goes up and down. And myself as a racer, like, I raced 25 years of dirt track and everything like that. So, and there's sometimes you're just not in it.
Yeah.
You're not. You're there, but you're just not driving the car. You're not riding the dirt bike. Like, you're just not feeling it. Sometimes you have a bad day. You have a bad weekend. You have an off weekend. Yeah. So I take that into consideration, but sometimes I'm like, dude, I know, let's go. You know, but I try to keep that in mind. He's 7. They're just kids. We're human. We're not robots, you know. So sometimes we're just not in it. Yeah. We're here, but we're not.
It's tough because some mornings it's what kid rolls out of bed.
Rolls out of bed.
You know.
And it's hard to roll out of bed on top every single morning. Yeah. Every single national, every single race, it's hard. With the talent of the across the gate. It's hard. Yeah.
And it ain't getting, man, with these Stasics and like all this technology, it's not getting any easier.
No, and it seems like the technology, the Stasics, the dads, the training facilities, man, the people that are in, they're all in.
You got any good Moto Dad stories for me? You don't have to say names. You got any good Moto Dad stories?
As in what?
I don't know. Anything you've seen at the track. I've got my Moto Dad stories when it comes to training facilities is basically just the dad that has drank the Kool-Aid, and they are all in. And I'll tell you what, the dads that do it to the extreme are the ones that still have to work and they leave mom at the training facility. I'll tell you what, my wife is never staying at a training facility without me.
Yeah.
Man,
I can't say that. I told myself I would never do it. We're going to go as a family. We're going to go. But here lately, Beckham and Daisy, they go to TAP. TAP's a family to us. Yeah. We love everybody down there, and they love Beckham. Like he's one of their own. So they go, but we're only there Monday, Tuesday.
Man, I've heard such great things about this TAP.
We enjoy TAP. We really, Beckham, like I said, Taylor and Beckham, they just hit it off.
Yeah.
And he loves it. But we're only there like Monday, Tuesday.
Right.
So it's not really for me to take the trailer down. We're not living there.
Right.
We're not full-time training there. We'll go Monday, Tuesday a week and skip a week or a month.
Man, full-time moto is so...
It's tough.
It's so gross. You're dirty all the time.
I don't know, man.
There's no glamour in it.
There's not.
There's no glamour.
You're here.
Oh,
you're here.
man.
You're here.
Yep.
Right.
So, man, when you knew we were sitting down for this interview, we're gonna make it a quick one because we're gonna go grab some dinner and have some fun before we head out. Thank you very much for having us. This has been an unreal. Coming. Is there anything that when you were thinking about this you wanted to talk about? You wanted to say anything Moto Dad related?
No, all this is new. Every bit of this is new to us.
Look at you. So, you're a TV star now.
Man, no, I'm not a star at all. I'm not. But we really appreciate you guys coming and wanting to spend the time with Beckham and riding at his track or whatever. And we really appreciate everything y'all are doing for Beckham and taking the videos and doing all that for him.
Of course. Have you had a lot of people hit you up yet with Beckham, like, you know, media stuff and that sort of thing, or no?
No, not really. We haven't.
Yeah.
Great photography takes all Beckham's pictures and everything like that, but most everything on Instagram, Daisy does it. She does a little bit of edits here and there, this and that and other. So
you wait, they're coming, man.
Anything other, I mean, we're so appreciative of everything. I mean, PR2 gave Beckham all his suspension. Money Inc. does all his motors. I mean, for free. Like, and I told like Steve and Shane, like, I never had that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to act. When you send me this, I need to pay you. And he's like, no, it's all, you know, for you know. So
it's awesome that he's getting that support.
The Dunlop tires, like, he gets tires, a couple 19 tires for free, and Pro Taper picked him up and stuff
it's
like
amazing.
that. And
it's too bad you got to deal with 10-inch tires, but
yeah. I'm glad we're on the big tire on the front.
Yeah.
I'm done with the little tire, but on the front. But we're so appreciative of everybody's help. Top of Tex Cobra helps us with the parts and everything like that, and so I mean we're very appreciative of everybody's help.
You can tell.
Everybody.
You can tell.
I mean, we really, really enjoy it. Try to be, you know, as humble and, you know.
Well, man, I appreciate it. What a cool story. You can walk through, babe. Just walk right here. What a cool story that you guys have. That you know, you guys obviously let us come here and hang out with you guys and do this interview. I wish you guys all the luck this summer. I hope you go to France and kick absolute butt. I hope Loretta's is amazing this year for you guys.
Loretta's is always amazing. I love Loretta's. I do. I love everything about it. I love the history. I love the hanging out, the family time, the Moto family time. I love the process of getting the tickets. I love everything about Loretta's. Loretta's is probably my favorite.
You're in.
Race,
you're all in.
You know, so
that's awesome.
But I appreciate the luck and everything, and I wish y'all nothing but the best and bless y'all and everything.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes,
the
sir.
same. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Moto Dad Podcast. We're going to continue our tour. Tour.953. I don't know. We don't know what to call it yet. By the time you hear this, we will have a name for whatever the heck we're doing out here. But we're touring.
Coast to coast.
Yeah, we're going coast to coast, touring the country, meeting cool new people.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Listen, we'll have another Moto Dad podcast very soon with another cool Moto Dad. Might not be as cool as this Moto Dad.
Oh, no.
They probably don't have like a suite of track. Yeah, hey, thank you, guys.
Yeah,
thank you for listening.
Thank y'all.